Before Big Manchester came into our lives, it was lonely, insecure, no help, no nothing, there was nothing there for us. Me and my partner, domestic violence, me as well as my partner. Children seeing it, the fighting, the arguing, slamming of the doors, neighbours coming round asking if everything was all right, police coming to the door, but then nothing happening.
My daughter has mental health problems and could not cope with a child with so many disabilities.
As I grew up, I watched my mum deal with issues with drink, and as I got older and started to drink myself, I did the exact same thing and followed in her footsteps. Turned up at school one day, took Dylan home after school, carried on drinking that night and decided to try and end my life while my son was with me.
And I did the self-referral to Big Manchester to get help because I'd seen the difference in my friend with her children.
Big Manchester is a unique and groundbreaking project, bringing together 5 of the key voluntary sector agencies in Manchester. We are working together to develop new ways of supporting families that are facing multiple challenges, specifically domestic abuse, poor mental health and drug-alcohol problems.
My partner was drinking and he was on drugs. He was getting arrested every other weekend. The kids were seeing all of this. It was affecting them. I didn't go out of the house. I wouldn't take my children to school. I had panic attacks. I had very low self-esteem.
Big Manchester, initially funded by the lottery, is a partnership led by Bernardo's with a staff team from Manchester Women's Aid, Manchester Mind, Lifeline Eclipse and Home Start, all working together as a team.
Within the project and the key partner agencies, there's a really clear transference of skills and expertise, not only within the Big Manchester project itself, but within the wider agency teams. So we will call on, for example, Home Start would call on the expertise of Women's Aid when we are working with families that are experiencing domestic abuse.
I used to sit there and just eat because I was upset, and the more I ate, the more comfort I felt. And it was another thing of if I was fat, I'd get ignored. I needed help. I was worried it would affect their schoolwork and their attendance. And the school put me in touch with Big Manchester as a support network, really. My life's changed so much. My daughter's, she's very kind and caring with all the other children. My son's above average and he's sat.
And I think families recognise that strength and that kind of collaboration of expertise, so they buy into it and they have trust in the project.
They can get the right support at the right time from the worker with the right set of knowledge and skills.
Hi, my name is Bethany Marshall and I really enjoy Big Manchester at the moment. We've been in Big Manchester for 18 months.
Before we came to Big Manchester, she was actually, she was like my carer. She did literally looked after me, I think, and then we came to Big Manchester and she's sort of gone back to being a child. She went through quite a lot of bullying at school, so when the key worker did one-to-one sessions, it sort of helped her to cope with it.
Each family has a key worker who works intensively with parents to help them explore and reach a deeper understanding of their own situation and how this may be affecting their children.
The best bit about Big Manchester is look at me, I've got new mates. Lots to do.
During the first few weeks, a strong level of trust and honesty is established and a clear commitment made by parents to really work towards positive change. The key worker then meets with the whole family and they set up a series of one-to-one therapeutic play sessions with each child of primary school age. We also run regular parenting courses as well as children's groups. The theory of play therapy is that play is a child's language and that the toys, materials and role plays that they use during sessions allows them to express their inner experiences, thoughts and feelings.
Dylan's had play therapy which brought out ways of how he deals with things. I see a better future because I've learnt to deal with my problems and Dylan's problems without a drink. I feel like I can fight the world.
As well as all the support families get from their key worker, part of Big Manchester's philosophy is to do lots of work holistically with all the family, such as picnics in the park, canoeing at the Water Adventure Centre or trips to the seaside. And this year we've gone up to Gill Head.
Hi, my name's Ebony and I like everything about Big Manchester. We talk about things that have been happening in the past and what's been happening with our lives. Having a great time. Later on we're going to go canoeing.
I'm Michael Cullen, 33 from Salford. I became involved in Big Manchester with my daughter when I took over parental guardianship of her full time. It's just good for kids in council estates that get to come out here and do stuff that they normally wouldn't get the chance to.
Big Manchester, they're all about families. My kids absolutely love my key worker. If I can't happen to get to a meeting for school, she could go in and be my voice.
Before Big Manchester, we were struggling over grief because we lost 3 close members of the family in the space of 2 years. We've both got back to work.
Yeah, we both work now.
She's just going onwards and upwards. So
school was, we wasn't doing very good with the attendance, and now it's all 100% attendance. It's always knowing that you've got a buddy at the end.
My name's Peyton, I'm age 9. I arrived at the Lake District yesterday. I have had so much fun. I love the fact that I can just trust everyone. They have let me see a new page to daylight.
Big Manchester's approach is to support and strengthen the family as a whole. Parents meet regularly in the peer support group.
Big Manchester is steering us in the right direction in life. You're putting out on the table to a counsellor. When you're leaving, you're having to put all that stuff back into a box.
Yeah.
Whereas with Big Manchester, there's exactly no time limit.
And Big Manchester's helped me to put my life back together.
It helps me because it relieves the stress on me, which means I have more patience for Lexi. And because Lexi has had the play therapy, she's able to play better and interact better.
I don't think we would have done any of the stuff that we've done over the last 18 months if we hadn't have been with Big Manchester.
I agree.
Obviously, my mental health wasn't as good, so Bethany didn't get to socialise.
Without Big Manchester, my kids would be in care. Oliver would probably be abusive to other people because of things that he'd seen and heard at home. They'd have no confidence.
Without Big Manchester, my granddaughter would be in care. I mean, I don't mean with a foster family, I mean in a care home, which would lose her for good.
In the future, my family will stick together, we will stay together. We don't have any doubts about that anymore. We get on, we talk to each other.
I'm volunteering for Big Manchester now and helping people that were in my position.
The Big Manchester model really works for parents and children. It's innovative and it needs further investment. We offer the right combination of support for each individual and for the family as a whole. Big Manchester sets families on the right track so they can really change their future.